Mr. Neugebauer, I'll be asking you the next question. Because of age and other factors, people from age 15 through 25 are more susceptible to experimentation with and addiction to drugs. This can range from alcohol use to marijuana to heroin. This panel believes that this topic is of serious concern. What do you know about the problem of drug use in Green, and what initiatives would you consider or create to address it?
Thank you, Josh. Let's answer your questions in order. What do you know about the drug problem or drug use in Green? And I have to tell you that the panel's probably interested because I hear more about drugs from my high schoolers than I do in the general community. The students seem to know what's going on with drugs. I don't think the parents always know. I did reach out to a few people regarding this. One is our municipal judge, Jill Lazinger, and she has a big problem with drugs coming through her court, and that's why she set up a drug court to help some of those people, the criminals, break their dependency, so they can no longer do criminal activity. So it's a problem she recognized. I talked to the fire department. They said probably once a week they're responding to a heroin overdose problem. That surprises me a little bit, that frequently. I also confirmed that with the sheriff. We had a discussion today with Doug Smith, and he conferred. So I would have to say that we do have a drug problem here in Green. And I think one of the big steps our community has to do is, well, there's three things. I think we need to admit it, we need to address it, and we need to solve it. And I think the hardest one is to admit it. We have a lot of young folks in our community who are experiencing drugs. There's been some efforts on council to bring in some training to parents. I think parents need to take heed of that training to understand what options there are for their kids, what the children are using for a drug high. You know, we have great students here, and I'm sure it's not an issue with any of them, but you know, we need to encourage your classmates to avoid using drugs. You need to expose those who are involved in drugs, and you need to talk to your friends about the danger. I will find a way to partner as mayor to get drugs out of our city, partner with the sheriff, and certainly partner with the courts to do everything possible to drive it out of our community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. France?
Okay, there definitely is a problem that exists in Green, and I believe it's beyond the age group that is identified in this. I think it goes lower, and I think it goes higher. I think the job of the mayor as the safety director of the city is to make the community aware that this problem is here. And I think he needs to do that through education. I think we need to partner with our other resources within the city, being the Sheriff's Department, our policing authority, the schools, our wellness centers who do the treatment, and the courts who do see these people before them. A lot of the problem seems to be that once we recognize or somebody recognizes there's a problem, where do they go to get help? How do they get help? First, they want to have to get help, but where do they go to get the help, and how does that happen? And again, I think that it's important that the mayor of this city recognizes the problem and makes sure that we get these groups together and we're all on the same page and we're all working for the same goal, and that is, I don't think you'll ever rid it, but make the community aware that it is here, and we're not different than any other community, and we must deal with it.
Thank you. Mr. Neugebauer, you have a 20-second final word.
Yeah, I had a resident come to me just a couple months ago and tell me a story of a high school student who had gotten into some criminal activity, and it was drug-based, and she just pleaded with me, admit it. Admit there's a problem, address it, and let's solve it. I think our community wants that. Thank you.